Designated hitter number 9, Zane Richardson. Right fielder number
What do you say, everybody? Hello and welcome to beautiful Forefront Field here in Avon, Ohio. It's the three-game series between the Florence Yalls and the Lake Erie Crushers. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Rory Tettemer on the Frontier League Network, powered by HTN, as well as the Florence Yalls Radio Network. Florence hoping to reclaim their winning status after dropping a series against the Schaumburg Boomers. They open things up for what will be 7 games against the Lake Erie Crushers within the next 2 weeks. That is piggybacking off of what we thought was going to be last week, a 3-game series, all 3 weeks in a row. Obviously, only ended up with 2 with those rain delays happening as well. Florence is hoping to get some a little bit of revenge, I would say, against the Lake Erie Crushers that have had their number just a little bit too much this season. 2-3 against Lake Erie. Lake Erie right now, not the best looking team. They are 33-49. Florence 48-35. Definitely one that you really want to take control of as well. Jack Eisenbarger is the starting pitcher for Lake Erie. If you remember him for the past 2 seasons, he has been dynamite for the for the Crushers. He is now making his first start with Lake Erie. That was one of their deadline acquisitions for the Crushers. He will be starting here tonight. He's an all-star in 2025, off to a tough start this year with Quebec, as well as a stint in the American Association with an 8 ERA. You can just hope that, those troubles follow him here to Lake Erie, where he had a lot of success, but we'll see tonight. And then it's Evan Webster on the flip side for Florence, hoping for a little bit of revenge against the team that took him out last week. Webster, one of his worst starts, 5 innings pitched, 14 hits, 11 runs, no walks, and 2 Ks. They just were seeing him very well. It's the most amount of hits and runs that he has allowed in a single start this season. Amazing that he was able to go 5, really kept the bullpen quiet that day, but he is going to be looking for revenge in what resulted in an 11-2 loss for Florence. Entering this one, we just faced the deadline acquisition date. Florence has a lot of new faces on this roster. Most importantly, out of the bullpen. Obviously, the Yalls, the last time you saw them, a 17-14 loss to Schaumburg. Florence goes out and picks up a couple bullpen pieces that are hoping to change this tide. Eli Majic will be the first one. He's not going to start in the bullpen. He will be the starter tomorrow on Wednesday night, but then the hope is that he will make his way into the bullpen for the playoff run. The other one, a big one, it's the acquiring of right-handed pitcher and 2026 All-Star Chris Barraza from the Mississippi Mud Monsters. He is now a Florence Yall. That is shoring up the back of the bullpen in what I like to call the stairway to heaven. You can throw out any 3 that you want, McAvoy, Heinz, and Barraza, and you can feel pretty good as long as your starter gives you 6. You got to feel pretty good to win that game. Florence will hope that that can be the plan moving forward in any tight game, especially when you get to those playoff races against Washington, against Schaumburg, against Evansville, but you might be able to see him here today. So shoring up the bullpen there in terms of your deadline acquisitions. Everything else remains the same for the Alls. Let's take a look at their starting lineup today. First, leading off the center fielder, Cole Brannon. Batting second, the second baseman, Brett Blomquist. In the 3 slot, the first baseman, Hank Zeisler. Batting cleanup, the designated hitter, Zane Richardson. In the 5 slot, the right fielder, Brendan Bobo. Batting 6th, the third baseman, Garrett Broussard. In the 7 slot, the left fielder, Milo Rushford. Batting 8th, the shortstop, Dylan Baker. In the 9 hole will be the catcher, Kyle Harbison. All against Jack Eisenbarger. Flip side for Lake Erie, it's a similar lineup to what we saw the last time facing them, with the one exception of Garrett Pike entering in the 2 slot. He's in center field. Leading things off will be the left fielder, Joe Redfield. Batting third, the right fielder, Jaron Williams. In the cleanup spot, the third baseman, Paven Parks. Batting 5th, the designated hitter, Chase Nixon. In the 6th slot, the first baseman, Chayton Krause. Batting 7th, the shortstop, Jared Watkins. Doing the catching, Ian Francis. That's a new name as well. And then all the way to the 9th slot will be the second baseman, Luis Acevedo. A battle of some southpaws, Florence and Lake Erie, taking place here at Forefront Field. It is game 1 of the 3-game series on the Frontier League Network, powered by HTN. We'll pause on the 50 West Brewing pregame show as we get ready for our national anthem. Don't go anywhere. More Florence Yalls baseball coming up. Lovely, lovely rendition of our national anthem. We're ready for our first pitch here at Forefront Field. The Yalls against the Crushers. Jack Eisenbarger, the left-handed pitcher on the mound. Every time I've seen him, Eisenbarger has been dominant for the Lake Erie Crushers, featuring 2 seasons, 2024 and 2025, of sub-3 ERA action. Moved on this season, went over to the American Association and then over to Quebec, featured 2 stints of +8 ERA baseball. We'll see if that is the trend here for 2026 for Eisenbarger, or if just coming back to Forefront Field playing with Lake Erie does switch things up for him. Florence will send 4 lefties against him: Cole Brandon, Hank Zeisler, Brendan Bobo, and Milo Rushford. Zach Beadle, Marcus Brodell, and Oscar Serranos on the pine today for the Yalls. The Yalls dropped their last series against the Schaumburg Boomers. Starting the week, they split the series 1-1 with these Lake Erie Crushers. The last time these two faced was an 11-2 loss for Florence in a game that'll feature the starter for tomorrow, Kobe Reeves, against the left-handed pitcher Eli Majic. Jack Eisenbarger in his first action back here at Lake Erie since 2025, his All-Star season. Florence still featuring one of the top offenses in the league. That was on display on Sunday. I mean, you put up 14 runs and 20 hits. It's not every day you're going to lose that game. You also out-hit the Schaumburg Boomers. They just happened to put up 17 runs. They had the big hits. 3 homers in that one compared to Florence's 1 from Brett Blomquist in a day that I don't want to be overshadowed by a 17-14 loss. 5 for 6 for Blomquist, featuring 2 doubles and a homer. Was simply on fire. Cole Brandon has had a hot start to his Florence tenure as well. His last series against Schaumburg, one of the best bats you'll find, 3 for 11 with 5 RBIs, 3 runs, 4 walks, and 4 Ks. Did a good job getting on base, plus stealing the base when he is out there. Lefty-lefty battle to open things up. First pitch misses upstairs. Here at Forefront Field, we are underway at 6:36. Game number 84 on the season for Florence. 1-0 in there. Catches the bottom of the zone. If you don't remember, the last time we were here at Forefront Field was early May. Early to middle May. Off speed in there for a strike. That was way on early in the season. Florence dropped that series. Here to Lake Erie, off-speed fouled away, 1-2 the count. 400 to dead center, 325 down the right and left field lines. Ball doesn't seem to usually fly here. However, I will say in batting practice today, while I was down on the field, the wind is blowing out to right. And let me tell you what, the lefties were taking advantage of it. The first swing from Marcus Brodell went 3 ways up the scoreboard, and I don't think I've seen a ball hit that far out this field. 2-2 to Brandon. Misses inside, a full count. This is something he's done well to start his tenure with Florence. Kick the payoff pitch, fouls it away. Good at-bat here to open things up. Allows Brett Blomquist on deck and everybody else to see Eisenbarger a little well. That one misses downstairs. Cole Brandon wins the battle. That is a great at-bat. He works a leadoff walk for Brett Blomquist stepping up to the plate. Jack Eisenbarger was with Hagerstown. That's the Atlantic League, not the American Association. Hagerstown was 0-3 across 6 starts, 25 and a third innings pitched, had an 8.53 ERA. Was released there, went over to Quebec. Obviously, you're playing with Quebec. You're helped out a lot by that team. But somehow Eisenbarger was still 2-5 over there. That one's in there for a strike. 11 starts, 46 and a third. He had an 8.35 ERA. 52 Ks to 50 walks. 0-1 the count to Blomquist. Runner on first, Brandon. 3 for 3 on stolen bases to restart his tenure in Florence. The 0-1 fouls it away, 0-2. Now, like I said, I think those numbers not indicative of Eisenbarger, especially the Eisenbarger I've seen. In 2025 with Lake Erie, 10-4 with 19 starts, a 2.37 ERA. across 110 innings, 107 Ks, had 56 walks. Pickoff attempt, nothing going. And then in 2024, he was dominant again, 8-4 with a 2.91 ERA, 19 starts, 111 and a third innings pitch, 111 Ks to 47 walks. He is a tenured independent baseball alum. 6 seasons of independent ball. Starting with the Gary South Shore Railcats. The 0-2 misses upstairs. 2 pickoff attempts to Cole Brannon. Should allow him to get a little bit bigger of a lead, knowing that this third disengagement would force Eisenbarger to have to pick him off or else he gets the base. He does take off for second. That one misses downstairs and no throw. Stolen base for Cole Brannon. He's 4 for 4. Moves himself into scoring position. Tell you what, this is what you love to see from Brannon in the early going. Work yourself on base with an amazing at-bat. Steal second immediately in scoring position. 2-2 to Blomquist. Swing and a miss. Out in front of the off-speed at 78. First K of the day for Eisenbarger. 1 out in the first. That'll bring up the captain, Hank Zeisler. The captain needs no introduction. 21 homers this season. .350 average, 86 RBIs, 79 runs scored. To go along with 15 swipe backs. First pitch to him, top of the zone, no good. Zeisler has seen Eisenbarger in both seasons. It's a guy that he could be familiar with in a lefty-lefty battle. The 1-0 misses downstairs, gets away from the catcher. Brannon on his way to third. That one goes all the way to the backstop. Now in a sacrifice situation for Brannon, just 90 feet away. Florence trying to strike first. Something that they have not done in a lot of recent games. However, that doesn't seem to matter for the Alls. When scoring first, they're 20-14, but when the opponent scores first, they're 29-20. They have more wins when the opponent scores first, which is pretty funny. 2-0 to Zeisler. This is outside. 89 miles per hour there. Quickly a 3-0 count to the captain. Pitch misses outside, goes all the way to the backstop. Brannon will come home to score. A 4-pitch walk to Zeisler, and Florence takes a 1-0 lead. How about that? You get a walk to Cole Brannon. He steals second. Wild pitch, wild pitch. He comes in to score all by himself. You talk about the absence of not having Jackson Tucker or Tyler Schoenfeld, guys that usually do that for Florence early on in the season. You don't seem to be missing a beat with Brannon out there. 1-0 Florence, runner on first and 1 away for Richardson. First pitch to him in there for a strike. So again, for people that have not been here, I am not behind home plate. I am actually down the third baseline, 0-1. Good angle, still a good spot, just not behind home plate where we are, at most ballparks. Hurts sometimes on seeing the location of pitches. 1-1, swing and a miss out in front of that off speed at 79, 23.79 on the spin rate there. Bottom of the zone. One-two, swing and a miss. Again, that off speed gets Richardson to chase. 2 Ks in the inning for Eisenbarger, but also 2 walks. 2 away for Brendan Bobo. Interesting trend early. Both lefties have reached. Both righties have struck out against the left-handed pitcher, Jack Eisenbarger. Let's see what Bobo can do. Bobo, one of those lefties in batting practice that certainly was enjoying that wind blowing out to right, although I don't think either Bobo or Brodell needs the wind. They were both putting on a clinic. Looked like the 2026 Frontier League Home Run Derby. 1-0, fouls it straight back. 1-1. Good to be back on the road with the Yalls. Ben Hauer handed the last road duties. It's great to be back here. 1-1 to Bobo. Off speed misses out. I say, the strikeout, both of them on the curveball. The curveball hasn't been thrown for a strike yet. Florence has just gone chasing on it. 2-1. Misses downstairs. 3-1. 24-44 on the spin rate there on his fastball, but sitting at 89. I want to say he was low 90s when we saw him last season. Here's the 3-1 to Bobo. That one misses downstairs. All three lefties have walked, and both righties have struck out. Let's see what Garrett Broussard does here. Runners first and second and 2 away. What an interesting trend. Brandon Sittinger, the pitching coach, will go have a word with Eisenbarger. They've been teammates before. That's always got to be interesting. It's the same for Westcott, but Westcott's not going out to make all the, conferences on the mound. Westcott, obviously, part of the team this season as well as last year, and now all of a sudden he's your pitching coach, guy you're listening to for advice. Florence had a similar thing in 2025 with Kent Kleiman, who would go out and make meetings. And he was playing with the team in 2024 with a lot of the guys from the 2025 team. Not something that's uncommon here in the Frontier League. Sittinger not in his jersey. We'll see if that changes throughout the game. Eisenbarger from the stretch, runners first and second, 2 away. Garrett Broussard is the batter at the plate. Florence with a 1-0 lead. First pitch to Broussard. This is inside at 89. The 1-0. Misses down. 2-0. Was a lot of walks for Eisenbarger, I got to say that, in Quebec for sure. Both places. 50 walks to 52 Ks. That's nowhere near what he was doing in 2025 and 24 as well. 56 to 107 and 47 to 111. That one's in there, 2-1. Hagerstown, he was 27 Ks across 25 innings, but he had 23 walks. 9.2 walks per game this season. 2-1. Swing and a miss, 2-2. But so far the story is 3 walks to lefties, 2 strikeouts to righties. Broussard with 2 strikes on him. What a trend this would be. There's back and forth the whole way through. Two-two. Broussard fouls it away down the third base line. Able to hang on that off speed. 23-41 on the spin rate. Spoil it off. That's the pitch that has put both batters away for Eisenbarger. I'd be shocked if he went away from it. 2-2. Misses downstairs. Tried to gas him up low. 90 miles per hour. That's the fastest one he's thrown all day. Full count, 2 away. Top of the first here at Forefront Field. Moderate crowd on hand here this Tuesday. Runners take off. The payoff. Called. Strike 3. Fastball, bottom of the zone. Sits down Broussard. 3 walks to the lefties, 3 Ks to the righties. Florence takes a 1-0 lead as we head to the bottom of the first. Lake Erie gets their first crack when we return to the Frontier League Network, powered by HTN. Bottom half of the first inning, always brought to you by Heritage Bank. At Heritage Bank, we believe your money should work as hard as you do. Proudly local, fiercely dependable. That's the Heritage difference. Visit heritagebank.com to find a branch near you. Evan Webster against Joe Redfield. Lefty-lefty battle to start things off. Webster with a 1-0 lead to open up his frame against the team that hit him around his last time out there. Most runs and hits that he's allowed this season for the Florence. That one's in there for strike 1-1. And Webster in that game was able to extend his outing into the fifth, which we all thought was, extremely impressive, just the way the game was going. 1-1, ground ball right side, fielded on the backhand is Zeisler covering at first. Webster, he gets there in time. A race to the base won by Florence. 3-1 on the put-away. Brings up Garrett Pike, a guy we did not see really his last time in Florence. Another lefty bat. If you missed the last series, it is a lot of lefties in the lineup for Lake Erie. They have 5 in there today, knowing that Webster is a lefty on the mound. First pitch, fouls it away. A little bit to my right. 0-1 the count. Webster this season, 9-6 with a 5.08 ERA. Has not had a win since July 24th against Windy City. 2 no decisions and a loss. 0-1. Off speed in there. Sometimes we've seen Webster at his best has not even needed the strikeout. That being said, he's got multiple performances, 7+ Ks. 0-2. Misses downstairs. The outing I'm really talking about, 5 2/3, 2 hits against Washington. Shutout baseball, no walks, and just 1 K. And that was a game that got shortened due to rain. He could have kept going and was going to keep going if the game resumed. The 1-2. Misses outside. Two. Misses outside again. Full count. Let's take a look at that defense for Florence. Milo Rushford in left field. Cole Brandon in center. Brendan Bobo in right. Garrett Broussard at the hot corner. Dylan Baker at short. Brett Blomquist at second. And the captain, Hank Zeisler, at first. That one skied high in foul territory. First base side. Zeisler over near the coach's box. Makes the grab for out number 2. Good start here early for Webster. 2 quick counts. Brings up Jaron Williams. Jaron Williams, normally number 9, wearing 26 today. Off speed, misses outside. Good first offering there from Webster. Skies that one foul over towards the freeway. It's a pretty close freeway here at Forefront Field. I don't think it's really reachable unless you really crank one, but you are right next to it. One. Ground ball over towards the left side. Fielded on the backhand Baker. Long throw on to first is not in time. Beat out there from Jaron Williams. He gets an infield single with 2 away. Brings up the cleanup man, Pavin Parks. Runner on first and 2 away. Parks has provided the pop of this season. 18 home runs, a .235 average. 818 OPS. 1-0 the count. Cutter misses downstairs. It's a pretty big arsenal for Webster. Fastball, cutter, curve, slider, changeup, and he does have that knuckle. The 1-0. Misses downstairs. Connected on the zone. Runner takes off at first. The pitch is in there for a strike. Throw down to second, not in time. A stolen base for Jerron Williams. How about that? Something you don't usually see in the 3-hole. I mean, able to leg out an infield single, then immediately steal second. Put a runner into scoring position with 2 outs. Webster steps off. Skies that one out towards right field. Brendan Bobo with a beat on it towards the line. Makes the ground to end the inning. Evan Webster gives up an infield single but strands him at second. Clean first frame for Webby. We head to the top of 2. Florence with a 1-0 lead when we return to the Frontier League Network, powered by HDN.
Leading off the inning for Florence, left fielder number 2, Milo Rushford.
Top half of the second inning. First pitch in there for a strike to Milo Rushford. Florence with a 1-0 lead over the Lake Erie Crushers. Rushford, Baker, and Harbison 7, 8, 9 for the Yalls. Without a hit so far, but it's been 3 walks to lefties, 3 strikeouts to righties. Opening up this ball game for Jack Eisenbarger. 1-1 the count to Milo. Former Kansas City Royals farmhand. The 1-1, whoa, way upstairs. Off speed that did not break enough or at all. 2-1 the count. 2-1 pitch. Ground ball, first base side. Just a bit foul. 2-2. Rory Tettemer here on the Frontier League Network, powered by HDN, as well as the Florence Yalls Radio Network on our YouTube audio stream. Appreciate you guys wherever you're tuning in from. 2-2. Swing and a miss. Again, that off speed for Eisenbarger. He's had 4 Ks to 3 walks. Guess you can see what type of pitcher he is. Strikeout or walk guy. It's different than a few we faced recently. I'd say a lot of pitchers in this league pitch to contact. That's how, they find all of their success. 1-0 to count to D. Bakes. Dylan Baker getting his first plate appearance of the day. What a series it was for Dylan Baker against Schaumburg. I mean, just felt like a Baker series. 2-0, swing and a miss. All of a sudden, a 5 RBI game on the final day. He went 3 for 6 in that game with 3 Ks. In the series, 4 for 12, 5 RBIs, a run scored, and 8 Ks. 2-1, fouls it away. So either he was getting a hit or he was striking out. It's not terrible, if it ends up with 5 RBIs. Plus still a .333 average at that. Baker does now lead the team in strikeouts this season. But I think everybody has had a great surprise of the production that he has brought to this offense in the 8-hole specifically. 87 Ks for Baker. That goes along with 59 ribbies, 10 homers, 44 runs scored. Full count to Baker. Bases empty, 1 away. Eisenbarger from the windup. Kick the payoff, misses downstairs. We get a switch on stuff now. Strike out the lefty. We start walking righties in this inning. Brings up Kyle Harbison, the catcher. Did get an injury update on Zach Beadle. Beadle, obviously the counterpart of Kyle Harbison. At one point, Florence was worried about Beadle having a concussion here late in the game. Late in the season, especially with the acquisition deadline on Monday. First pitch misses outside. You had to really evaluate him for a concussion quickly, and I'm happy to say that he passed and does not need to go through concussion protocol. Maybe a few days off. It's possible we see him tomorrow. He's here on the road trip, in there for a strike. Just when I was speaking to him, it didn't seem like anything different. He was enjoying some sweet treats at the gas station. Nice off-day snack. 1-1 to Harbison, misses inside. Harbison this season, .277 average, 27 runs, 21 RBIs. That catcher slot, really doesn't matter who it is, has always been in that 9-hole with Baker in the 8. 2-1. Misses inside. That's almost as cemented as Hank Zeisler in the 3 and Blomquist in the 2. Cleanup has changed. Bobo and Richardson. Broussard's bounced around. But Baker, the catcher, Blomquist, and Zeisler have kind of stayed cemented. 3-1. No good. Back-to-back walks to the righties. Runners first and second. 1 away now for the top of the order, Cole Brannon. This is, again, just an inverse of what we saw in the first inning. First inning was all the lefties walked and all the righties struck out. So far it's 1 lefty strikeout, 2 righty walks. Brannon, a great at-bat his first time around. Able to spoil off a few and worked a full count walk. Stole second. Moved on 2 wild pitches. Laces one out towards right field. Williams all the way to the wall. It's a foul ball. One that had the distance for Brannon. 387 there, but it did curl foul. And this is one where I have perhaps the best view. I am lined up with the first base line, just shooting down that way. Third base line, I couldn't tell you. Florence searching for their first hit. 0-1 the count to Brannon. That was a fastball middle that he saw. 0-1 in there for a strike. Dots up the outer half. First time through the order. 5 walks, 4 strikeouts. It's a 1-0 ball game. You do not see that. 0-2. Fouls it away. It has been the off speed each time on that K. on the K's for Eisenbarger. With the lone exception of Garrett Broussard strikeout looking. Saying when they go chasing, it's on that curveball. Fastball downstairs to sit down Broussard. One away, Baker on second, Harbison on first. 0-2 to Brandon. Swing and a miss on the off speed there. That one was in the zone. I mean, this is unbelievable. Five walks, 5 strikeouts. Florence hasn't put anything in play. And Eisenbarger hasn't given up a hit. He's got 2 outs, runners first and second for Brett Blomquist. First pitch to him. He cranks it out towards left field. Redfield with a beat on it. It's over his head. One hops up and over the wall. It'll be an RBI double, and that one saves Lake Erie a run. Brett Blomquist stays hot. 99 off the bat, and Florence takes a 2-0 lead. First hit of the day, first in-play action for the Yalls. Runners second and third, 2 away for the captain. And that's 79, that off-speed, left it at the bottom of the zone. You hang it, Blomquist will bang it. Redfield looked like he had it, then just had to keep going back. Could not track it down. First pitch to Zeisler misses outside. I will say the outfield walls, they're not tall. They're all about, I honestly want to say they're like my height. Maybe shorter. They're small. Doesn't take much to get, bounce it over. 1-0. In there for a strike 1-1. 2 outs, second and third. Florence with a 2-0 lead. Single should bring home 2. Blomquist wheels at second. 1-1. Swing and a miss. In front of the off speed. Really good spin right there. 23.55. It's loopy without a doubt. I mean, 13 inches of vertical break, 14 inches of horizontal break. It's got a lot of movement. 1-2. Swing and a miss. Out of the catcher's glove. Throw goes down to first. Zeisler is moving that way, but he's safe. Off the bag. A run comes home to score. Kyle Harbison read it perfectly. And that is the first time we're going to see a real drop third strike, bang, bang play over at first. Usually it's one way or the other. Jared Lemieux, the field manager for Lake Erie, is going to come out and argue. It's a guy who gets animated in Lemieux. We'll see if he does so here or if he's just checking. Man. I really like Zeisler's approach down the line, too. Don't know if he was doing it on purpose, just following the line, but it seemed like he was a little bit more inside of that line where the catcher was lined up to throw it, and that just plays a little bit of a mind trick on Krause over at first. A little bit of a different read as a person's coming straight at you, and, the ball is sometime hidden behind him. It's a tactic that you can use if you're just reading the defense correctly. And, they practice that. Catchers will have to say inside, inside, outside, outside, Lemieux has at least triggered a conference between the umpires. I don't see how you overturn it. First base umpire with the call is the one. Yeah. He is safe over at first. That can't be an RBI. RBI drop, third strike? No way. No. No RBI there. Does produce a run. Florence on top 3-0. First pitch misses inside to Richardson. Blomquist did stay put at second. Like I said, Harbison read it well. At least as the throw was going down, you break. 1-0. Sent in foul territory, first base side. Just barely gets over that net. I mean, I feel like you probably should have been off regardless. With 2 outs, you'd be running. 1-1, swing and a miss. Harbison held just maybe to not run into the out at home. But Blomquist just wasn't able to advance. 1-2 the count to the face of the Florence Yalls. Struck out his last time up. The 1-2 misses inside. So that's the 6th K of the day for Eisenbarger. He's allowed just the 1 hit. Other than that, it's been walks or strikeouts. 2-2. Misses outside. Richardson able to lay off the off-speed. Full count. Runners first and second, 2 away. Payoff to Richardson. Fouls it away. We'll do it again. I've seen worse crowds here at Forefront Field. A lot of people scattered. The lines, the seating all the way through. I mean, it is a big seating bowl. They actually put on a lot of events here at Forefront Field. They themselves also have a Tacos and Tequila. Florence has theirs coming up in September. Payoff. Richardson skies it out towards shallow center field. Pike and Redfield going at it. Pike with a dive, and no one's able to get there. Richardson with a 2-run single. Florence with a 5-0 lead. Good read all the way around. Obviously, you're off with 2 strikes. But Zeisler able to come home all the way from first. And Richardson, 71 off the bat, doesn't matter. He gets 2 ribbies out of it. And Florence with 4 runs in the second. Brings up Brendan Bobo. He walked his last time up. Runner on first, 2 away. First pitch to Bobo. Misses outside. Hot start from the Yalls. Have not seen much of this recently. Them getting out in front with this big of a lead. The 1-0. Bobo skies it deep out towards center field. Pike going warning track all the way to the wall. He makes the grab in front of the Big B Coffee sign. Sent it for a ride, 99 off the bat. Well, that's the final out of the inning. Florence brings across 4. It's 5-0 Yalls as we head to the bottom of the second when we return to the Frontier League Network powered by HDN. Bottom of the second always brings us a look at our Thomas More scoreboard. Always a scoreboard partner, Thomas More University. There you'll be able to take your length in your career as far as you want it to go. Apply or donate today at thomasmore.edu. Florence with a 5-0 lead for their starter, Evan Webster. He's back out to work against Nixon, Kraus, and Watkins. Lefty, righty, lefty against the southpaw Webster. Allowed just a single and stranded him at second in the opening frame. 0-1 misses out. Yalls with 2 hits have pushed across 5. An RBI double from Blomquist, a 2-run single from Zayden Richardson. Other than that, they've scored on a wild pitch and a drop third strike. They did give an error on the drop third strike. I don't know if that's entirely fair. One, two. Fastball misses outside. 86. Two. Called strike 3, bottom of the zone at 90 miles per hour. Evan Webster picks up his first K of the day. 1 out in the second. Brings up Chayton Kraus, the righty. About as good as you could start. Florence, 5-0 on just 2 hits. Able to see a talented pitcher in Jack Eisenbarger very well early. Hard hit through the left side. That's the first hit of the day, or second hit of the day for Lake Erie, first of the inning. 91 off the bat there from Kraus into left field. Brings up Jared Watkins. Y'all's in the Kentucky Reds, gray pants, red caps. Watkins and the rest of the Crushers in the white with purple pinstripes. And the white caps. First pitch in there for a strike, bottom of the zone. 85, that's a nice cutter there from Evan Webster. Another lefty-lefty battle. He's retired all the lefties so far. 0-1. Skied out towards shallow left field. It's going to be the shortstop, Dylan Baker. Just a little bit in the outfield tread. He makes the grab for round number 2. Left the infield. Baker extending that range. Without a doubt, I mean, this is the Florence infield that you'll be seeing in a playoff run. Outfield, you know, it's just ever-changing. First pitch. This is downstairs. We were wondering, you know, Jackson Tucker, Tyler Schoenfeld, they go out. Florence had the opportunity with Brodell, Rushford, and Bobo, depending on who you wanted in center. But the defense they've gotten from Brannon, plus what he's brought at the plate, he's starting to look like their center fielder there for the playoff run. We'll say Marcus Brodell now leading the team. Yeah, you heard that. Leading the team in on-base percentage. He's qualified and has the numbers there. Two out. Misses inside. Gets a seat on the bench today. Three-0 the count, 2 away. Runner on first. 3-0. Get me over fastball, bottom of the zone. Dotted up. 3-1. From the stretch, middle of the rubber for Webster. 3-1 pitch. Whoa, fouls it away, and the bat goes all the way down the third base line. Nothing broken there, just slipped out of the hands of Ian Francis from Youngstown, Ohio, making his debut for Lake Erie. Ian Francis went to Youngstown State, 2022. Actually comes from the Reds organization, was with Daytona and the Arizona Complex League this season. College strike 3, fastball dots up the outer half. 2 Ks of the inning for Webster. Strands another runner on base. We head to the top of the third. It's time for Tettemer Trivia when we return on the Frontier League Network, powered by HTN.
Leading off the inning for Florence, third baseman number 5, Erie.
Top half of the third, always brought to you by the Roar Agency, located in all 50 states across the nation. Feel the Roar difference of Roar Insurance. Visit us today at roarins.com. Florence with a 5-0 lead in the top of the third. A 1-0 count, or 0-1 count to Garrett Broussard. Grounds that one over towards the shortstop. Watkins swallows it up. Throw on to first is in time. 6-3 on the put-away. First time Jack Eisenbarger has had a ground ball in this game. He's picked up 6 Ks, but has 5 walks as well. Florence just 2 hits, taking a 5-0 lead. Milo Rushford, the lefty, will dig in. He struck out his last time up. Couple pitches already one away. We do got to get to our Tettemer Trivia. Always happens in the top of the third, presented by the Roar Agency. That one misses downstairs all the way to the backstop. Way it works, I read a question top half of the third, give you guys the answer in the bottom half. You have the opportunity to play along. Make sure to head on over to Twitter. Question is live there on Florence_Y'alls or rtettemer9. Comment your guess in the comment section. I'll shout you out here on the broadcast. 2-0 the count. 2-0 pitch. Bottom of the zone, in there for a strike. Our question of the day, Jacob Mizorowski has struck out 9+ batters while walking 1 or fewer 9 times this season. Let me say that again. He struck out 9+ batters while walking 1 or fewer. He's done that 9+ times this season. Who was the last pitcher aged 24 or younger to accomplish this? 3-1. Swing and a miss. Full count. Mizorowski has struck out 9+ batters while walking 1 or fewer 9 times this season. Who was the last pitcher aged 24 or younger to accomplish this? My hint, it happened in 2023. Looking for a young pitcher in 2023 that had some dominance. That one's fouled down the first base line. Count stays full. Broken bat, sawed off towards the shortstop. Jared Watkins picks it up, throw on to first is a bullet in time. 6-3 on the put-away. Back-to-back ground outs to short. Milo Rushford will need a new bat. Again, comment your guess in the comment section. I'll shout you out here on the broadcast. It's only the 3rd time someone has done it in the modern era. Age 24 or younger. Dwight Gooden was the first to do it 10 times in 1984. Ground ball, high hopper over towards third. Parks picks it up in fair territory. Throw across the diamond is in time. A couple ground outs to the left side of the infield in a 1-2-3 frame from Eisenbarger. Florence carries a 5-0 lead into the bottom half when we return on the Frontier League Network, powered by HDN.
Congratulations to the Erie Little League Pro Pxp Rory team on winning the 2026 Interleague Avon Elyria FU Little League Tournament. And a very warm welcome to our guests from Chick-fil-A. Thanks for joining us tonight and go Crushers!
Bottom half of the third inning. Florence with a 5-0 lead here at Forefront Field. Let's get to our call for the lights. Always brought to you by Class Jewelers. Our diamond is shining bright thanks to our friends over at Class Jewelers. Head on over to see them at 7365 Burlington Plank for all your jewelry needs, or call them today at 859-525-7500. Evan Webster back out to work. He's allowed 2 hits, has stranded them and scattered them in both innings. Still first time through the order, it's Luis Acevedo. His contact bat in the 9-hole today for Lake Erie, followed by the top of the order, Redfield and Pike. That one's fouled away 1-1. We are playing Tettemer trivia in the inning. Question was, Jacob Mizorowski has struck out 9+ batters while walking 1 or fewer 9 times this season. Who was the last pitcher aged 24 or younger to accomplish this? 1-1 fouled it away. It's only been done 3 times, at least in the modern era. The last to do so, not the last to do so, the first to do so was Dwight Gooden in 1984. He did it 10 times. Striking out at least 9 and walking 1 or less. Pretty impressive. I think Jacob Mizorowski, much as I want to battle Christopher Sanchez there for the Cy Young, Mizorowski's got a sub-2 ERA. Pretty amazing stuff he's been doing this year. Full count to Acevedo. Webster. Sideways windup. Here's the payoff pitch. Punched out toward shallow right field. Zeisler moving back. He makes the call and the grab for out number 1. Tommy Webster tuning in. He said, Hank, with 3 exclamation marks, hustles out a drop third strike and scores from first on that blooper. Hand the man the MVP trophy now. I completely agree. Got to beat the Webster family last week. Awesome meeting them in person. You know, I've been calling Webster since 2024. First time I got to see them, and they were able to point me out and had a good conversation with the Webster group. They obviously weren't able to hear it, but I shouted out that watch party they had when they were celebrating an anniversary on a farm out in New York. That was pretty cool. 0-1 in there for a strike. Florence with a 5-0 lead for Webster on the mound, and he's done his job. Picked up 2 Ks, has got a lot of weak contact the first time through. Joe Redfield grounded out to third. His last time up. Webster catches his breath. Sideways windup, the 0-2 pitch. Off speed misses downstairs. With one away, I can start reading our guesses. A few of the normal participants, no guesses so far. 1-2, skies it out towards left field, but well foul. Jacob Brown said Steven Strasburg. I then asked him, I was like, you think Steven Strasburg was 24 or younger in 2023? And he realized he did not see the hint. Carter Cousins said Tarek Skubal. Lou DeVolio said Paul Skeens. Ground ball right side. Nice grab there for Blomquist. Jump throw on to first. Eisler can't scoop it. It goes wild down the first base line. On the way to second will be Redfield. He'll stop there. That should be an infield single. I would not say that's a Florence error. Nice backhand play from Blomquist. Jump throw, just couldn't get it in time. That'll be the third hit of the day for Lake Erie. Brings up Garrett Pike with a runner in scoring position. Tyler Douglas said Spencer Strider. So we got Skeens, Skubal, Strasburg, and Strider. Everybody on the S's so far. And the question is live there on Twitter. First pitch to the lefty Pike. Sends it out towards center field. It's going to send Brandon back. Backpedaling. He has room. Makes the grab. Tagging second to third is Redfield. The throw comes in. It'll be late. Redfield just 90 feet away now. So it'll be a single for Redfield with an error. I'm assuming it's going to go E4. That moves him over to second. So with that, he moves into scoring position. If he comes home to score, obviously there's 2 outs as well. But the run would be unearned against Webster. Jerron Williams had that infield single. That one's in there for a strike, bottom of the zone. We got 2 outs. Cam Beatty just tuning in. I give him a second to get an answer in. 0-1 fouls it away. Quickly up 0-2 is Evan Webster. Again, we're looking for the last person to have at least 9 games of striking out 9 batters while walking 1 or fewer. Happened in 2023. Got to be age 24 or younger to qualify. Dwight Gooden was the first to do it in the modern era. Back in 1984, he did it 10 times. Mizorowski already at 9+ this season. 0-2. Ground ball right side. It's going to get through for a base hit. It'll be 5-1. Again, that run is unearned. RBI single for Jerron Williams. Second time he's been on base today. Well, it's been enough times for Cam Beatty. So we got Skubal, Skeens, Strasburg, and Strider. I am happy to say we do have a correct answer in the chat. It's not going to be Steven Strasburg, I can tell you that. Was definitely not 24 in 2023. That would have been absurd. The last to do so in 2023 was also in the National League. So it's not going to be Skubal either. At least at the time he was not. Pickoff attempt, nothing going. But it was Spencer Strider. Did it 13 times in 2023. With the Atlanta Braves, age 24 or younger. You got to remember, Strider, before these couple injuries, was lights out and was the future star of the Atlanta Braves. That one misses downstairs. Can still probably get back up there, but it certainly has not been himself, especially last season. I haven't heard anything about him this year. So our correct answer for today's Tettemer Trivia will be Tyler Douglas, and I got to say, Tyler Douglas was hot on it. The minute I had sent it in, he had already responded. That one skied out towards center field. Brandon on the run in the gap. He makes the grab to end the inning. An unearned run comes across on 2 hits plus an error for Florence. It's a 5-1 Y'all's lead as we head to the top of the 4th when we return on the Frontier League Network powered by HTN.
Home Team Network has you covered. Stream your favorite Crushers games live. Leading off the inning for Florence, the catcher, number 11, Kyle Harbison.
Top of the 4th, Florence with a 5-1 lead. Kyle Harbison starts us off. Swing and a miss. Jack Eisenbarger, a 1-2-3 frame in the top of the 3rd. The 0-1 misses downstairs. Florence here at 4 front field. Just 2 hits for the Y'alls. They've got a lot of base runners from 5 walks from Eisenbarger. That one misses downstairs. Didn't have a put away until the last out of the 2nd. It was all Ks. He's got 6 already. 2-1. That one misses outside. 3-1 the count. Florence went down in order in the 3rd with 2 groundouts to short and a high hopper to 3rd. Harbison and the top of the order, Brandon and Blomquist. 3-1. Misses inside. Kyle Harbison works a leadoff walk. 5-pitch walk there. His 2nd time on base with a walk. He came in a score in the 2nd. Brings up Cole Brannon. He's 0 for 1 with a strikeout and a walk plus a run scored. Started this game off, incredibly well. Worked a big-time walk. Stole 2nd. Came home to score on 2 wild pitches. Gave Florence the early 1-0 lead. First pitch to him, swing and a miss. He saw a fastball down the heart of the plate on the first pitch of the 2nd at-bat. And he drilled it to deep right field, but it was foul. Oh, 1. Misses downstairs. I got to say, they are not hugging the line on him, that's for sure. And that's where a lot of the action for Brandon has been, down that first base and right field line. It's another line that deep down the park on both sides, it gets extremely tight. There's not much room for it to go foul towards the outfield wall. Bouncing in the field, I mean. 2-1. Check swing all the way around. I have a great view of that here. 3rd base side here in the press box. Hey, I'm never going to be mad about some air conditions, so definitely happy about that. 2-2, swing and a miss. That's the 7th K for Eisenbarger. Now the 2nd time he struck out Brandon. Brings up Brett Blomquist, 1 for 2 with an RBI double plus a run scored.
Second baseman, number 12, Brett Blomquist.
With the error that they gave Eisenbarger, he's going to have 5 runs, only 2 of them earned. That one misses downstairs, gets away from the catcher. He has no idea where it is. The first baseman is going to pick it up. Wow, it's not often you see that. That's Francis behind home plate. The ball went towards the Y'all's dugout, and Francis ended up moving towards the Crushers' dugout, thinking it was over there. Ran into Blomquist. That moves Harbison into scoring position with 1 away. The 1-0 fastball upstairs, no good. So Harbison at second. 2-0. Whoa, something in the air today. That's fouled away, but the bat again deep down the third base line. This time for Florence's Brett Blomquist. He'll lather up the handle of the bat again. Get some pine tar on it. Two one. Drills it out towards left center field. Pike and Redfield going in the gap. It one hops on top of the wall again. This time stays in play. On the way home to score is Harbison. It's another RBI double for Blomquist. He cannot be stopped. His 5th extra base hit in his last 2 games played. He is on fire. Florence on top 6-1. 2 RBIs, 2 doubles for Blomquist. This time the left center field gap, and the last one he had was up and over the wall. This time it hits that yellow spot on the wall. Stays in the ballpark. Brings up the captain with a runner in scoring position and 1 away. First pitch to him, pops it foul over my head. Zeisler today has been on base twice. A walk and a drop third strike. He came home to score in the second. 0-1. Off speed, misses upstairs. A lot of off speeds to the captain. Eisenbarger makes a mistake with one of those. Hank will make him pay. 1-1. Fouls it again over my head. I don't think I could get a foul ball here. If it was a big window and an opportunity, I could. The window's broken here. And when I say broken, it just doesn't stay up on its own. It needs like a wooden plank to keep it up. So I am looking through like a small slit in the window. And for a ball to actually get through here, I mean, it would be incredible. Now, if we have a similar case where it bounces on the cement in front, I might be able to reach out and snag it. 1-2, swing and a miss. Zeisler able to get a tip of it, a late call there. He was also pointing that it, bounced out of the glove again. He was moving as if it was another drop third strike. Stays alive, 1-2. Here's that lefty-lefty battle. It was the off speed there. What does Eisenbarger go to here? 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss. Foul tip into the glove. He hangs on.
That is strikeout number 7 for the community today, sponsored by Raymond Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning. Fans, check out.
Got that as strikeout number 8, although the PA just said 7. They're definitely not counting the drop third strike.
Designated hitter number 9, Jay Richardson.
Eisenbarger definitely has 8 games. First pitch to Richardson with a runner in scoring position. In there for a strike. Y'all's with a 6-1 lead. Blomquist has carried a hot bat here to Avon, Ohio, on the outskirts of Cleveland. 0-1, misses downstairs. A little bit away from the catcher, but no movement from Blomquist. Lake Erie, I think they know their fate for the rest of the season. 33-49, 16 games below 500. Not really in the chase anymore. Just trying to end strong. The 1-1, swing and a miss. It was a new look Lake Erie team. Their identity that's led them to the playoffs the last 2 seasons has been extremely strong pitching, highlighted by a guy like Eisenbarger. Plus they had Darian Reagans and Anthony Escobar. Some talented starters. 1-2, fouls it away. And then they would just scrap away on offense. It was never like, hey, this is an amazing offense. But they would get their moments. And that's really shifted this season. The pitching has not been as solid as it was in years past. And the offense just, hasn't done much. 1-2. Ground ball off the leg of Richardson. They find themselves 22 games back of the Midwest Central. But also with the tied with the least amount of wins with Joliet and Mississippi, both who have more losses than them. One-two. This is downstairs. 2-2 the count. Two-two pitch, swing and a miss. Eisenbarger strikes out the side, but it's another RBI double from Brett Blomquist. Florence takes a 6-1 lead as we head to the bottom of the 4th when we return on the Frontier League Network, powered by HTM.
Crushers fans, it is time for the YMCA. We need you out of your seat. Dance along. Get some of the fun bunches last time. Let's see it. Let's hear one more time for the fun bunch.
Let's keep it going, y'all's fans. Florence with a 6-1 lead entering the bottom of the 4th. Evan Webster allowed his first run his last time out. Limited the damage. 4 hits across him, 2 in that 3rd inning. He'll face Chase Nixon, Chayton Krause, and Jared Watkins. 5, 6, 7 due up for the Crushers. Lefty-lefty battle. First pitch to Nixon, high and inside, no good. Let's give our umpires their flowers with a late umpire intro brought to you by Pella Window and Door. Looking for a clear view of every call? Trust Pella Window and Door to bring you replay-worthy clarity and craftsmanship you can count on. Pella Window and Door, so good, even the ump won't miss a thing. 1-0 misses downstairs. Two-0 pitch misses downstairs as well. Let's go to our out-of-town scoreboard presented by iScore. presented by Thornbush Whiskey, powered by iScore. Action in the Lake Erie pen. Another lefty warming up. 3-0. Get me over. Fastball in there for a strike. Thornbush, a new frontier in the world of whiskey. It's bold, smooth, and wildly refreshing. Come try the new official cocktail of the Florence Yells at Thomas More Stadium. That one's skied in the infield. Webster with the call. He makes the grab. Do it yourself, Evan. Another infield pop for him. Wanted to get in on the action. Brings up Jaden Krause one away. So we will be scoreboard watching, obviously, as we're middle August now, chasing that playoff spot. Recently, I've seen that the Y'all's magic number is at 13. I thought we were already past that, but we're at 13 here. That one misses upstairs, at least according to Kyle Dawson, the broadcaster of the Washington Wild Things. 1-0, ground ball left side. That's through for a base hit. Second hit of the day from Krause. 1 out runner aboard. So Florence with a 13-game magic number. They will be scoreboard watching against Schaumburg and Windy City. That's the series this week. Believe it's just about to get underway. Top of the first there, so we'll be watching that one. How about this one? Evansville in a matchup against a Midwest Central rival has a 2-0 lead over the Wild Things. Bottom of the third at EQT Park in Washington, Pennsylvania. Who's on the mound there for Washington? That's Zach Kirby, who's given up 4 hits and 2 runs across 3 innings of work. No walks and a K. Did not work out in the Angels organization. The ground ball to second, toss to second. One relay over to first is offline. Does get away. They'll get one. 4-6 on a fielder's choice. Takes Krause off the base paths. And Jared Watkins will substitute for him over at first. 2 outs. So top of the second between the Boomers and the Thunderbolts. 0-0. It's bottom of the first. Gateway jumps out to a 3-0 lead over Joliet. Couple of Midwest West Division opponents that are trying to stay afloat. They would be the next closest to Windy City, but it's really Windy City chasing down Schaumburg or us in the wild card there. Schaumburg would be for the division. That one's in there for a strike. Heading to the top of the fourth, Evansville 2-0 lead over Washington. Sussex County at Quebec, that's a big series. Quebec starts off hot at 7-2, top of the third. 0-1, fouls it away, 0-2. Trois-Rivières de Aigle at Down East. 0-0 in the top of the fourth. Bottom of the fourth between the Brockton Rocks and the Tri-City Valley Cats. 1-0 lead for Brockton. Here's another big one. New York at New Jersey. 5-1 lead for the Boulders, who have 11 hits in 4 innings. There's a ground ball over to second. They'll go the easy way. Ground ball over to short. Goes to second the easy way to end the inning. 6-4 on a fielder's choice put away of Ian Francis. That ends the inning. Couple balls in the infield for Evan Webster. He carries a 6-1 lead into the top of the fifth. We'll continue with our out-of-town scoreboard when we return on the Frontier League Network, powered by HTN.
Each homestand, we have a special deal at the Fan Attic for our fans. Right now, you can score 35% off our kids' batting practice gear. Be sure to check out the other amazing items in the Fan Attic. Fans, it's time for the dance camp presented by Pxp
Top of the fifth, 6-1 Florence at Forefront Field. Y'alls with a run in the first, 4 in the second, and another run in the fourth. We got a new pitcher. There's a ground ball over towards the second baseman. Acevedo gloves it, throwing to first on the first pitch to Brendan Bobo. He's retired, 4-3 on the putaway. Hooves Hangout Pitching Change, looking for the perfect spot to relax and open your favorite Pokemon or baseball trading cards. Visit former Reds reliever J.J. Hoover. Hooves Hangout today, 405 Washington Street, Suite D in Alexandria. Wesley Coley, another left-hander on for Lake Erie. Jack Eisenbarger, his night is done in his return to the Crushers. Again, just acquired at that deadline yesterday. Came on and was a starter tonight. 4 innings pitched, 3 hits, 6 runs, only 3 of them earned, 6 walks to 9 Ks. Certainly had his strikeout stuff moving, but also 6 walks. Another big number there. Florence just the 3 hits to push across 6. Swing and a miss bottom of the zone. 0-2 the count to Broussard, who's 0-2 today. Coley this season 0-1 with 19 innings pitched. 4.74 ERA. 16 Ks to 13 walks. The 0-2. Broussard with a beat on it out towards right field. Williams makes the grab. That was a nice piece from Broussard. Just right at the right fielder, 2 away. Brings up Milo Rushford. For 2 today. Probably not the start Eisenbarger envisioned in his return. I think he gets really saved by what they called an error was a drop third strike. I forget where the pitch really was. If anything, the error's got to be on the catcher. But it was a curveball that Zeisler went chasing on, so it's not like terrible there. And then they're saying the throw down to first that pulled off the first baseman. No, it was a good throw. It was right at the first baseman. If anything, it's his fault for getting off the base because Zeisler was there. But the third baseman had the first baseman had no complication with the throw. So not really a fair error there. 1-1. Hard hit into left field. That's going to drop in front of Renfield for a 2-out single. Milo Rushford gets himself in the hit column.
The shortstop, number 6, Billy Baker.
First pitch in there for a strike. Dylan Baker, a walk and a ground out to third. 0-1. Skies it high in the infield right side. Acevedo backpedaling. Now enters the outfield gap. He makes the grab to end the inning. Florence gets a single from Rushford. Other than that, they go down quietly in the 5th. Heading to the bottom half, a 6-1 lead for Webster when we return on the Frontier League Network, powered by HDN. Bottom of the fifth, a 6-1 lead for Florence. Evan Webster out for his fifth inning of work, trying to qualify in this one. He faced the bottom of the order, Luis Acevedo, followed by the top, Joe Redfield and Garrett Pike. Acevedo, a pop out to first his last time up. First pitch he sees, grounds it foul down the third baseline, 0-1. We'll stay going with our out-of-town scoreboard, presented by Thornbush, powered by iScore. Where we left off, New Jersey trailing New York. Now they made it 5-2. 12 hits already for the Boulders across 5 innings of work. And what's in there for a strike? That's a battle of the Atlantic Conference. New Jersey with a 1-game lead over the Boulders. So you're playing for first place in the Atlantic East. 4 games back of them would be the Miners, and then 7.5 Down East Bird Dogs. You know what? Down East, kind of like, I feel like that would be a similar spot to what Florence had been in years past. 7.5, you're not out of it. You would just need things to start going right, like immediately, and you just got to start getting hot. 37-47, 1-2, hard hit over towards the shortstop, but Baker gloves it for out number 1. On a line out there, one away for the top of the order now. Joe Redfield singled and came home to score. In terms of the wild card, Down East, 6.5 back of the wild card. That spot currently occupied by the Ottawa Titans and the New York Boulders. Sussex County, 3 games out of the wild card, and Brockton, 6.5 as well. Mississippi Mud Monsters had to travel to Ottawa. 11-2 lead for the Titans in the top of the fifth. 0-1. Ground ball right side. Diving stop off the glove of Zeisler. Trying to pick it up to Blomquist. Cannot glove it. Another hit for Joe Redfield. 1 out runner aboard. Florence acquiring Chris Barraza for the back end of the bullpen. I was hoping that, that would save Barraza from having to travel to Ottawa from Mississippi. The good thing is that they did fly. Unfortunately, Florence did not acquire him in time for the flight. So he had to fly to Ottawa just to hop on another flight and head over here in Avon. Did not go back to Florence. He went to Avon, so he came over to Cleveland. Runner takes off with the first pitch. Throw is way upstairs. Still on base for Joe Redfield. In scoring position now with 1 away for Garrett Pike. A 1-0 count on him. Six-1 lead in the bottom of the fifth. Brockton up 2-0. Trois-Rivières 2-1 over Down East. That one skied out towards left field. It's going to drop in for a base hit. Coming home to score is Redfield without a throw. In between first and second will be Garrett Pike. An RBI single for him as he retreats back to first. It's now 6-2 Florence. Joe Redfield definitely got the wheels at the top of the order for Lake Erie. Brings up Jerron Williams, who's 2 for 2 with an RBI single his last time up. Hitting .333 in a small appearance, a small schedule right now for Jerron Williams. Has not played much. For the Midwest Conference, Florence with a 5.5 game lead over the Windy City Thunderbolts. Are 2.5 back from diving stop over there from Baker on a line drive. He makes the grab. It's a looping liner. It's only 69 off the bat, but it did stay on a line. Route number 2. Either way, a big one. 2 lineouts to the shortstop. Brings up Paven Parks. Runner still on first, and 2 outs now for the lefty cleanup Parks. 2.5 game lead for Evansville. Your hope would be that Washington is able to beat Evansville, and Florence can try and narrow things in with a 3-game series at Evansville on the horizon. Pick off at them, nothing going. You'd love to get that lead down to a game or game and a half. That way, the series in Evansville, kind of means something. Not just trying to gain ground in the wild card. nice if it was to take over that first wild card spot. That one's high and deep out towards right, but way foul. Evansville again with that 2-0 lead over Washington. 10.5 games back from the wild card would be Gateway, and 14.5 back are these Lake Erie Crushers. With magic numbers also comes tragic numbers. That one misses downstairs. So Lake Erie right now with a tragic number of 5. They've been eliminated from the division, but are 5 games away from just being eliminated from the playoff spot. Florence, see, this Florence one has the wild card at 14 from Kyle Dawson. I believe we're at 13. 1-1, missing upstairs. It's got the magic number wild card at 14, and then your tragic number for the division would be 12. Washington just a 6-game magic number for the playoff spot, 14 for the division. 2-1 in there for a strength, 2-2. The closest tragic number right now would be Joliet. They have a 4-game tragic, for they're just eliminated from the wild card and division. Looks like Mississippi has the same one as well. 2-2, top of the zone, no good. Now a full count to Pavin Parks. Quebec can clinch a spot tomorrow. They have a 2-game magic number for the playoff berth. 57 and 26 on the season. Payoff, top of the zone, no good. Right up there, it's a good spot in the zone for Evan Webster. Not called. Runners first and second. That is Webster's first walk of the day. First and second, 2 away. Sun starting to bounce off that scoreboard in right field. Brings up Chase Nixon, who's 0 for 2. Toby Hall's going to try and calm down the lefty. I would say the tightest battle in the entire Frontier League would probably be that East Division. You got the Atlantic East, being decided by a game right now. With whoever, doesn't lose that will be in the wild card spot. And then Sussex County just trying to stay afloat 4 games back. First pitch, skies it out towards left field. Out goes the shortstop. Dylan Baker extending the range to end the inning. A run comes across for the Crushers. 6-2 lead as we head to the top of the 6th when we return on the Frontier League Network, powered by HDN. First pitch in there for strength Kyle Harbison leading off the top of the 6th. The 0-1 misses downstairs. 1-1 the count. Bottom of the order for Florence, followed by the top and Cole Brandon and Brett Blomquist. 2 walks, 2 runs scored. The 1-1. Harbison cranks one out towards right field. Williams at the warning track. He makes the grab. That's a deep fly ball from Kyle Harbison. Hit it on the screws for out number 1. Still the lefty Wesley Coley out there. First pitch to Cole Brandon misses down. 1-0 the count. The 1-0 misses downstairs again. 2-0. Brandon worked a walk in his first time up. Came home to score. Has struck out twice since then. It's his first time facing Coley. Eisenbarger left with 9 Ks, but giving up 6 runs, 3 of them earned. Florence being out hit 7-4 here in the top of the 6th with a 6-2 lead. Too well, fouls it away, 2-1. Got a fastball there, middle of the zone. Two-one pitch, ground ball right side. Acevedo with a slide. He makes the grab. Throw on to first is in time. Takes away a base hit from Cole Brandon, extending the range. Fastball in there for a strike. That one misses downstairs. 1-1 the count to Blomquist. Blomquist has had a hot start at the plate today. 2 for 3 with 2 doubles. 2 RBIs and a run scored. 1-1, misses outside. Ground ball to Hopper over towards the shortstop Watkins. Throw across his body is in time, and it's a 1-2-3 frame from Coley. Florence goes down quiet in the 6th. They carry a 6-2 lead into the bottom half when we return to the Frontier League Network, powered by HTN.
the first baseman, number 19, J.J. Crouch.
Bottom half of the sixth inning, Evan Webster back out for another inning of work. 1-0 the count. The 1-0 pitch. This is upstairs, 2-0. Webster, nobody warming up at the bullpen. Did have a meeting on the mound in the fifth. They gave up another run. He's only allowed 2 runs. It's a 6-2 Florence lead. Lake Erie is out hitting the Yalls, 7-4. In terms of bounce back, this is good as you can hope for from Evan Webster. Last time he faced this exact team was just last week, and totally different results, 14 hits, 11 runs. He has adjusted well on a week-to-week basis. 2-1 pitch, swing and a miss. Jayton Krause is 2 for 2 against him today. Bottom of the sixth always brings us our This Date in Baseball history. Pops it up, out towards right field. On the run is Bobo. Over the wall, he leaps. Did he make the grab? He did. Whoa, Brendan Bobo banging into the right field foul wall. He took a hard hit and hung on. Oh, my. What can't Bobo do? That was an incredible catch. Take another look on HTN. Oh, that was impressive. Look at where the ball is in the glove. I mean, just in the palm. Barely hanging on to that. Wow, tip of the cap. And he's bounced back, up on his feet, no problem at all. First pitch misses outside. Unbelievable grab. The 1-0 sends it down the left field line. Foul territory. Broussard is running over. He can't get there. Almost ran into the catcher. Warming up in the bullpen. Ground ball over towards the first baseman. Hank Seiss gloves it on the backhand, will race it over himself. 3 unassisted to retire Watkins for out number 2. That'll bring up Ian Francis. For some reason, I cannot get to the This Date in Baseball history site. There we go. It's telling me my connection was private or something like that. Just had to bypass it. Swing and a miss. Furniture Fair is always our partner for This Date in Baseball history. Style, comfort, value. That's the Furniture Fair promise. Visit your local showroom or shop online at FurnitureFair.net. August 18th. It's fouled away, 1-2. Let's go to 1956. The Cincinnati Reds hit 8 home runs, and the Milwaukee Brewers add 2 to set a National League record for 2 clubs in a 9-inning night game. 10 homers. Bob Thurman hit 3 of them, and a double to lead the Reds in a 13-4 rout. 1-2. This is outside 2-2 the count. Two, swing and a miss. Evan Webster, another strikeout for him. That's his 3rd of the day in a 1-2-3 6th. We head to the top of the 7th. We'll continue This Date in Baseball history when we return on the Frontier League Network, powered by HTN.
It's time for the Ohio Lottery because our staff wrote. But let's check out the video board and see the bad poem that is your question. 575 verse. Origins are Japanese. Evokes emotions. Is that an ode, a haiku, or an onomatopoeia? It's a haiku. He says that's a haiku. It's a haiku. That's right. His kids are here for the reading program. He reads haikus too, and now he is a winner. You get a prize back, courtesy of our friends at the Ohio Lottery. Make some noise for Crushers fans. Number 14, Florence Hopewell. Leading off the innings for Florence, first baseman number 13, Tyson.
First pitch to Hank Zeisler in the top of the seventh, misses downstairs. We're going to continue with our This Day in Baseball History presented by Furniture Fair. Style, comfort, value. That's the Furniture Fair promise. Doing August 18th. This date in baseball history. We do have a former friend on the mound. It's right-handed pitcher Chase Hopewell for the Lake Erie Crushers. A Hooves Hangout pitching change. Looking for the perfect spot to relax and open your favorite Pokemon or baseball trading cards. Visit former Reds reliever J.J. Hoover at Hooves Hangout today. 2-0 the count to Hank Zeisler. 2-0 pitch. Top of the zone in there for a strike. Chase Hopewell was traded to the Lake Erie Crushers last week for a player to be named later. So moves on from Florence. Joins the Lake Erie Crushers. 2-1 to the captain, swing and a miss. Top of the zone at 89. Hopewell didn't find much success with Florence. Maybe the change of scenery helps him. That's the hope for Jared Lemieux. The 2-2 ground ball over towards the second baseman, Acevedo. Gloves it, throw on to first is in time. He gets the first out against the captain, Hank Zeisler. He knew this was going to be a possibility facing Hopewell. And at that point, Florence just hoping that they could see more of the same. You know, they experimented with him as a reliever, as a starter. Didn't settle in either positions. Went with a 2-4 record and a save. 24 games for the Yalls. 27 in the third innings pitch at 30 walks to 26 Ks. Top of the zone in there for a strike. About 2 inches upstairs. He gets the call. Finished with a 9.22 ERA with the Yalls. Again, high number of walks. Obviously, the stuff has always been there. 0-1. That one misses inside. Florence acquired him in the offseason from the Joliet Slammers because he could throw 95-96. 1-1. Fouls it off the leg. Ground ball, high hopper down the third base side. Pavin Parks picks it up. Throw on to first is in time to beat Richardson 5-3 on the put away.
The right fielder, number 3, Quentin Bozo, is leading the clear category of the game. Outstanding. He strikes out. You score that ball. Florence is leading.
Brings up Brendan Bobo. 2 away and the base is empty. That one misses upstairs. 1-0 the count to the lefty Bobo. That one misses upstairs. How about this one in 1965? Hank Aaron of Milwaukee hit Kurt Simmons' pitch on top of the pavilion roof at Sportsman Park in St. Louis for an apparent home run. However, the umpire called him out for being out of the batter's box when he connected. Nevertheless, the Braves won the game 6-2. Can you believe that? Out of the batter's box on one you hit on top of the roof. There's a line drive over to Acevedo and Chase Hopewell. Of course he does. A 1-2-3 frame against his former ball club. We head to the bottom of the 7th, stretch time at Forefront Field when we return on the Frontier League Network, powered by HDN. Bottom of the 7th. Evan Webster out for another inning of work facing Luis Acevedo. It's Webster's 3rd time through the order, finishing it up the 3rd time through the order. Florence with a 6-2 lead. He's allowed 7 hits, picked up 3 Ks, and allowed just 1 walk. That one misses downstairs, a 1-1 count to Acevedo. Warming up in the bullpen for Florence. Does look like a left-handed pitcher. That should be Aiden McAvoy. It's possible you see the stairway to heaven early. McAvoy to Barraza or McAvoy to Heinz. There's a ground ball, base hit up the middle past the diving Baker into center field. Leadoff single for Acevedo. Florence with some talented back end of the bullpen options now. McAvoy an all-star, Barraza an all-star, and Danny Heinz, who was dominant before this last 2 outings against Schaumburg. Brings up Joe Redfield, who's 2 for 3 with 2 runs scored. Lefty at the plate here. If you just look at Florence's bullpen here, you got Barraza, McAvoy, Heinz, Lotus, Jones, Costa, Blowers, and Girard. Ground ball over towards second. Toss to second 1. Relay over to first is not in time. Bang, bang play goes to Lake Erie. Redfield with the wheels burning down the first base line. Just again, a fielder's choice 4-6. The 3rd time today Florence has had that. Swapping places at first with Acevedo will be Redfield. One away for Garrett Pike. McAvoy kind of throwing like a long toss right now. Pickoff attempt. Got him! Slap tag on the shoulder. Evan Webster wipes the bases clean with a pickoff of Joe Redfield. And a nice tag from Hank Zeisler. Don't see that often there. Just a nice clean move from Webster. Step off and short arm throw on to first. How about that for 2 away? That one's fouled away now to Garrett Pike. He's 1 for 3. We do have our Rip That Pack segment. We already got 2 outs in the inning. Rip That Pack. Going to go back to our 2026 Donruss. The 0-1 skies it foul. Did not get any luck in, and anything tops chrome as of late. So let's go back to a box that in every single time we've opened it, at least you know you're getting a memorabilia, but also every time we've opened it, we got a numbered card of some sorts. This will take us through the whole week of road games. 0-2 misses outside. Donruss, a very nice, good inserts in it as well. 6 packs, 90 cards. 1-2. Misses downstairs. Don't think we got anything numbered in this one, but still always get some good inserts. 2-2, ground ball over towards the shortstop, Dylan Baker. Throw across his body is high, but in time. And an unconventional 1-2-3 frame from Webster. He's gone 7 innings. We head to the top of the 8th. Florence hoping to add to a 6-2 lead when we return on the Frontier League Network, powered by HDN. Top of the 8th, a 6-2 Y'all's lead. Chase Hopewell back out for another inning of work for Lake Erie. It went 1-2-3 against the Y'alls his last time out there. Feels weird saying that. Hopewell, his first action outside of a Florence uniform here with the Lake Erie Crushers. He'll face Broussard, Rushford, and Baker. Looked under control and was firing strikes in his first outing for the Crushers. You don't often see it where, I guess you really do. Former players for Florence coming against them and really hurting them. I mean, Sean Gamelin, it's kind of give or take, shut us down in Joliet, but then gave up a walk-off homer to Hank Zeisler in Florence. Anthony Mercado, just a talented player. Already hurt Florence this season. Broussard skies it out towards center field. Barely having to move is Garrett Pike. He makes the grab for out number 1. It's been 4 up, 4 down for Chase Hopewell. We'll see if we have to face Isaac Milburn in that final series of the season against Windy City. Ty Good Again, that's another give or take one. He had some pretty good outings. Florence was able to hit him around a little bit in some other outings. First pitch to Milo Rushford. He's 1 for 3 today. Misses downstairs, 1-0 the count. Where we last left off, we were starting our Rip That Pack segment. We start off with a rated prospect for the Cincinnati Reds. That's Steele Hall. Actually, we get two pretty good prospects, Steele Hall and Ethan Salas. I think Ethan Salas was spending some time with Dave Halbrin, former Florence Y'all's Director of Player Procurement, and obviously son of the owner, Danny Halbrin. Spending some time there in Midland at one point. I don't know if he's moved up to AAA yet. Ethan Salas, San Diego Padres. Organization in this one, although he might have been traded. I think he's traded to the Oakland Athletics in that trade for Mason Miller. For some reason, he's still on the Padres in this card. 2-1, swing and a miss, 2-2. Dwight Gooden, got him on our Tettemer trivia. He was part of the Tettemer trivia question. Vladimir Guerrero Sr. There's another Cincinnati Red, Johnny Bench. We got Sammy Sosa. He's a famous Chicago Cub. Robin Yount. A lot of old school players here. One of the best shortstops of all time, Robin Yount from the Milwaukee Brewers. Career .285 hitter, 251 homers in the shortstop position. Colt Keith. Another old-timer, Ricky Henderson, in his Oakland Athletics uniform. Yeah, Luis Angel Acuna. Just a fall from earth for Acuna there. Traded from the Mets to the White Sox. Have not heard much about him. 3-2 misses outside. That's the first base runner allowed from Chase Hopewell, his first walk. Hideki Matsui, that's a guy, you know, really just hurt the Phillies in 2009. Just terrible. Just terrible memories off him. We'll get into our inserts. We start off with a rocket prospect here. Arjun Nimala from Toronto, his rated prospect card. First pitch, misses inside to Dylan Baker. Then we get the red and blue. Caleb Bonnemer, he's a talented prospect for Chicago White Sox, currently working up through their system. I think we've pulled his number card as well. Bouncing over at first, Rushford. Pickoff attempt, nothing going. Then we get a Vladimir Guerrero Optic Shimmer. Not numbered or anything, but our final card, the Black Optic Disco, Satchel Paige. That's a pretty cool card. Fastball upstairs, no good. 2-0 to Dylan Baker. McAvoy is throwing off the mound now for the Florence bullpen. That would probably end the night, or definitely would end the night for Evan Webster. Good bounce back from him, 7 innings. Just 2-run baseball. 2-0, swing and a miss, 2-1. So nothing numbered or anything, but that's Satchel Paige. You don't get many Satchel Paige cards, especially in the Black Disco. That's very good. Two-one pickoff attempt, nothing going. Runner takes off at first. That one misses inside. Throw down to second, not in time. Dylan Baker didn't move in the box. The catcher was trying to get him on interference. No call there. Stolen base for Milo Rushford. Beating on the mound. My mom says she went to high school with Dwight Gooden. out in Florida. That's amazing. So she would have known that Dwight Gooden had 10 appearances on the mound for the Mets in 1984 with 9 strikeouts or more, and then allowing fewer than 1 or no walks in a season. Pretty amazing. So if she was tuning in time, she might have got the Tettemer trivia. Technically, he wasn't the answer, but he was a part of the answer. I would have accepted it. Full count to Dylan Baker. Runner in scoring position, 1 away. Top of the 8th, Florence with a 6-2 lead. Chase Hopewell with the 1 walk. It's his only blemish right now. Dylan Baker in a good at-bat with him. Former teammates facing off. Here's the payoff. Baker grounds it over towards the shortstop. Watkins looks Rushford back at second. Throw on to first is in time. 6-3 on the put-away.
The catcher, number 11, Kyle Harbison.
First pitch to Kyle Harbison in there for a strike. A guy that cost Chase Hopewell a lot, so should know what he's throwing here. And Hopewell is in the zone, but he's also getting some calls because that pitch is a call to strike. It's 2 inches beneath home plate, maybe 3. Nowhere near the zone. 0-1. Runs inside and hits him. That's the first really wild one from Hopewell. A walk and a hit by pitch in the inning. Back up to the top of the order for Cole Brandon. Now, these two weren't really teammates. I mean, Cole Brandon comes in for a few games end of the season. Chase Hopewell, I mean, maybe crossed over just a little bit. This would be the least of teammates here in the lineup today for Florence. With that being said, Brandon has faced him as he skies the first pitch he sees out towards center field. It's well hit, but with room in front of the warning track. Pike makes the grab to end the inning. Chase Hopewell, 2 scoreless innings against his former team. Heading to the bottom of the 8th, it's Aiden McAvoy coming in with a 4-run lead. When we return on the Frontier League Network, powered by HTN. Bottom half of the 8th inning, Florence with a 6-2 lead over the Lake Erie Crushers. It's a Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken pitching change with a new wing coming into the game. You can pick up the best wings in the tri-state area. Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken, always fresh and never frozen. Aiden McAvoy is in for Evan Webster. Webster's final line, a beauty. 7 innings pitched, 8 hits, 2 runs, a walk, and 3 Ks. What a bounce back for the ace of the Florence Yalls. Leaves in line for the win. Would be his 10th on the season. First pitch from McAvoy, misses outside. 3-4-5 due up for the Crushers. Williams, Parks, and Nixon. Williams 2 for 3. 1-0, fouls it away. We'll see how Florence handles the rest of this game. 4-run lead. It's not a save situation. You don't have to bring in Barraza. You don't even really have to go to Heinz as well, although I do see him getting loose. Two and 1 the count. 2-1 pitch, fouls it away, 2-2. Two misses outside. Full count. The payoff pitch misses outside. Leadoff walk to Jerron Williams. Leadoff runner aboard. They've not gotten many of those. Just the second one they've had today. Back-to-back innings, actually. First pitch in there for a strike to the lefty, Pavin Parks, who's 0 for 2 with a walk. After 20 hits and 14 runs for Florence on Sunday, they bounced back early. 6 runs within their first 4 innings. They only have 4 hits. Helped out a lot by Jack Eisenbarger's 6 walks. 0-1, misses outside. The 1-1 fouls it away. Oof. That was a liner right back to the man on deck, Chase Nixon. 1-2 the count. Hope everyone's having a lovely night. It's a beautiful, beautiful day here at Forefront Field. It's out on the field for batting practice today, and we're just talking about, man, it's nice not being in that Florence humidity anymore. Swing and a miss. First K of the day for Aiden McAvoy. 1 out in the 8th. A little bit of a breeze. You don't see a breeze moving out too often at Forefront Field. It was going out to right field today. No one's been helped by it yet. Now the flag is standing straight down. But a really, really nice day here. It's a great summer night for a summer that's been filled of rain and overcast skies. Heading into the fall. Don't know how I feel about that. I like the fall. Don't like what comes after. First pitch to James Jett as a pinch hitter here for Chase Nixon. is in there for a strike. Fills in now for the DH. Jet out of Louisville, Kentucky. 235 average, 4 homers, a 708 OPS. 0-1. Misses inside, gets away from Harbison. Moves Williams into scoring position. It's another one you think Harbison probably should have unless he got crossed up. Connected a lot of the glove. Swing and a miss, 1-2. It's a 6:30 start for all 3 games this week, 6:30 Eastern. Windy City with a 2-1 lead over the Boomers in the bottom of the 5th. It's a game we're watching heavily. 6-2 Gateway over Joliet. Washington still trailing 3-0 to Evansville. Florence needs the win just to keep pace with everyone as the score stand across the Frontier League. 1-2. Fastball downstairs, no good. McAvoy out of Downingtown, Pennsylvania. His 2-2. Top of the zone. Not called. Another good spot. McAvoy, a Phillies fan, an Eagles fan. Don't know if he saw my LeBron James shirt on the bus this morning. A lot of people did. Payoff. Drilled down the left field line, but well foul. Had to rep the king of Philadelphia now. Guess that makes more sense saying that here in right outside Cleveland. Still can't believe that. Here's the payoff to Jet. Called strike 3. Dots up the fastball inside at 90 miles per hour. Back-to-back Ks with a runner in scoring position. 2 away now for Chayton Krause. Danny Heinz is moving around in the bullpen, not throwing or anything, but he is staying loose. First pitch to him, fouls it away. Sussex County's come all the way back. They trail just 7-6 in the bottom of the 6th. Brockton still up 4-2 over Tri-City. It's a tight game in New Jersey, 7-5 in a battle for the first place of the Atlantic East. Ottawa just killing Mississippi 15-3. They've scored in every inning so far. McAvoy with an 0-2 count. Kick the 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss. He strikes out the side. After a leadoff walk, as always, he goes in business after that. Retires the next 3 with Ks. We head to the top of the 9th. Florence a 6-2 lead and looking to add when we return on the Frontier League Network, powered by HDN. Top of the ninth. Brett Blomquist starts things off for Florence with a 6-2 lead. Blomquist has had himself a great day at the point, 2 for 4 with 2 RBIs and a run scored. He's picked up 2 extra base hits. He's got 5 extra base hits in his last 2 games played. Swing and fouls that one away. Loses the bat again, and it goes into the Lake Erie dugout. That's twice today for Blomquist, something that he has not done all season. 0-2. He'll again apply some more pine tar. Chase Hopewell's night is done. He goes 2 scoreless frames against Florence. Doesn't allow a hit. Picks up just 1 walk and no Ks. Had 2 runners on base, a walk and a hit by pitch in the 8th. But other than that, he was clean. So it is a Hooves Hangout pitching change. Drew Burr comes on for the Lake Erie Crushers. Burr out of Indiana. I believe he was a former Hoosier. Ben Howard was talking a lot about him. Strikes out Brett Blomquist on 3 pitches. Brings up the captain, Hank Zeisler, looking for his first base hit today. Zeisler still tied for the franchise record in doubles. Trying to get that and break it. He fouls that away. Has been sitting at 76 doubles for quite some time. Picked up his 80th run of the season earlier today. That one misses downstairs, 1-1. Drew Burr was with the Hagerstown Flying Boxcars, apparently. 2025 or last team, a P1 player. 25 years of age. 1-1. Skies it, foul behind the third base press box. One-two, ground ball, back up the middle, and through for a base hit. He gets the single. Not the double that we're looking for, but he does get his first hit of the day. Keeps his on-base streak moving. Now at 10 games. 1 out base runner. Now it's Zade Richardson, who's 1 for 4 with a 2-run single back in the second. Oscar Serratos is going to come in and pinch hit for Zade Richardson, whose night is done. Serratos now at the plate with a 2-0 count on him. Serratos was the starting third baseman on Sunday. Worked a walk and a single in his only 2 plate appearances of the day. 2-0. Misses downstairs. Then made a mental mistake in the field at third, and Toby Hall did pull him after that in the inning in favor of Garrett Broussard. So we haven't seen a full game of Serratos. He comes in here for the first time as a pinch hitter. That one's in there for a strike 3-1. You do got to say, you loved the 2 plate appearances you saw of the young righty, former Windy City Thunderbolt, 3-1. Misses or late call in there for a strike. Jenna Washko. Couple of baseball emojis. Let's go, Danny. He's cheering on Danny Heinz to get into this game. 3-2 fouls it away. I was expecting Danny to pitch the ninth. He was up and moving, starting to run around and get loose. I don't see him throwing right now. Probably will be McAvoy. It won't be a save. Florence up 4 runs. The payoff to Serratos. Called strike 3. Fastball dots up the outer half. That's the second K for Drew Burr. Brings up Brendan Bobo. 0 for 3 with a walk. First strikeout of the day for Florence. Or second strikeout of the day for Florence. I guess in this inning. Since Jack Eisenbarger was relieved in the 5th. Wesley Coley and Chase Opal didn't pick up a K. Now it's Florence's 11th as a team. Just dating back to last series against Schaumburg, they are striking out at a high clip right now. That one's fouled away. Obviously had that 16K game against Schaumburg on Saturday. Cole Zafiro was a dominant performance. And they struck out a few more times on Sunday. Even Wall getting 20 hits and 14 runs. Oh, 1 fouls it away off the catcher mask. 0-2. Had a steady crowd on our YouTube audio stream all day. Glad you guys have been able to tune in. It's been a 2.5-hour game right now. Creeping up towards that 3-hour mark. 0-2 to Bobo, misses up. Florence led by early run support and dominant pitching from Evan Webster. Blomquist 2 RBIs, Richardson 2 runs, 2 RBIs. A lot of walks for the Yalls. That helped them out. They're still being out hit 8-5. Pickoff would have nothing going. But he was given the early advantage, and Webster didn't release it. Allowed just 2 runs, 1 in the 3rd and 1 in the 5th, across 7 innings of work, 8 hits, a walk, and 3 Ks. It's a heck of a bounce back for the Southpaw, and what's an important 2-star week for him. 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss. Drew Burr strikes out the side and sits down some of the best Florence hitters in their lineup. We head to the bottom of the 9th. Aiden McAvoy hoping to close this one out when we return on the Frontier League Network, powered by HTN. Bottom of the ninth, a 6-2 lead for the Yalls. Aiden McAvoy, hoping to close this game out with 2 innings out of the bullpen. Was spotless in the 8th. Just a walk and then 3 strikeouts immediately after. Starting Jared Watkins off with a strike. Here's his 0-1. Off-speed misses downstairs. Pretty good for the Florence staff if they're able just to limit this game to 2 pitchers. Webster for 7 and McAvoy to close it out for 2. It's an interesting game. You know, a game script that you haven't seen a lot of for Florence. Early runs, the bats go quiet, and the staff just is able to limit everything. Oftentimes you get those early runs, and then it ends up in a barn burner. You go back and forth, and you're still seeing that offense quiet down late. And it's just whether they can find that jolt again and win it, or if they have to rely on the pitching and what, again, usually is a tight game. Still a 4-run lead. Swing and a miss there. That's 4 Ks in a row for Aiden McAvoy. He is slicing and dicing through Lake Erie. They're down to their final 2 outs. Ian Francis will be the second batter to face him. 0 for 3 with 2 Ks. First pitch misses. As it stands right now, nothing really going to happen in division. It's a 3-1 Otters lead. Definitely some game left over there. Top of the 7th. Washington finally able to push one across. The 2-0 in there. Who's pitching in that game for Evansville? That's who you'll see on Sunday. It'll be Gonzalez, who went 4 innings, 3 hits, no runs, 2 walks, and 7 Ks for the Otters. 2-1, fouls it away, 2-2. Schaumburg has evened it up in the 6th. It's tied 2-2 between them and the Bolts. That's what you're really looking for. Florence hoping for a Schaumburg win. And they can lower their magic number down to 13. 2-2. Called strike 3. Dots up the outer half on the fastball. Aiden McAvoy. 5 Ks in a row. 2 of them looking. A walk to start off the 8th, and then 5 straight Ks. Lake Erie down to their final out. It's Luis Acevedo. Wow. Bases empty, 2 outs. First pitch to Acevedo. Check swing. Does not go around on the appeal down the first base line. Pretty close. McAvoy this season, 3-4 with 19 saves. Again, that's not a save opportunity, unfortunately. So we'll stay at that 19 number. Bender in there for a strike. Got a team best 4.03 ERA entering this one. 38 innings, 47 Ks to enter. He's now at 39 2/3 with 52 Ks. Trying to make it 40 innings and 52 Ks, which is just amazing. That one misses outside on the fastball to the righty Acevedo. Florence up 6-2. Trying to close out the Crushers here in game 1 of a 3-game series. Pivotal 3-game set for Florence. 2-1. Off speed in there. I say pivotal because, every weekend from now on, you're facing these playoff teams. So that's really important to handle Lake Erie while you can on those Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays this week and next week. This week, obviously, a big matchup against Evansville. Next weekend will be Washington. The weekend after that, you get 2 playoff teams in Schaumburg and trying to get into the playoff, Windy City. Florence hoping that they don't have to wait until that last series to clinch a spot. Called strike 3. Aiden McAvoy, tip of the cap. He strikes out the final 6 batters to end this ball game. Florence with a 6-2 lead over the Crushers in the opening set of a 3-game series. Wow. Talk about some quality pitching for Florence. They get 7 strong from Evan Webster, 2 innings pitched from McAvoy. Doesn't allow a hit or a run, just 1 walk and 6 Ks. Pretty impressive game all the way around from Florence. That just went their way. A lot of runs early, 6 runs within 4 innings. They were out hit 8-5. You don't see that often, but it was a lot of walks in the early going for Jack Eisenbarger, who does get the loss. He had 6 walks, plus a couple wild pitches as well. Eisenbarger in his return gets the loss. The winning pitcher is Evan Webster. That is his 10th win of the season, a team high, but also trying to chase down some history of his own. The single season team high is 12, so he stands 2 away from tying, 3 from breaking. That'll go up against the wire there to end the season if he's able to tie or break that. But either way, a tip of the cap to the talented lefty out of Northern Kentucky. Wow, what a game for Florence, highlighted by that early run support. It was a leadoff walk from Cole Brandon in the first. He stole second and came home to score on 2 wild pitches. Then in the second, Florence went to business again with a 4-run inning. 2 walks to Dylan Baker and Kyle Harbison. It was a ground rule RBI double from Brett Blomquist, followed by a 2-run single from Zade Richardson that scored Blomquist and Harbison. Hank Zeisler came home to score as well in that inning. Florence was scoreless in the third and then picked up another RBI double from Blomquist to score Harbison. Blomquist would probably be your player of the day on offense. 2 doubles, 2 RBIs, and a run scored. And then your player of the day would be Evan Webster, followed by Aiden McAvoy, both with just some dominant pitching performances. Sets yourself up for what could be an early series win tomorrow. Nathan Lawson on the mound against the left-handed pitcher Kobe Reeves. Sorry, it's actually Eli Magic on the mound against Kobe Reeves. Lawson is usually in that spot following Webster, but they will move him to the Thursday game. And Eli Magic will grab the start tomorrow in his return to Florence. Starting off in a starting role, but they do expect him to move to the bullpen later on in the season for the stretch run. Again, Kobe Reeves was the winner of the Wednesday's game last week against Florence, so hopefully to get some revenge against him this time around. Another 6:30 start tomorrow here at Forefront Field. Appreciate you guys tuning in, whether on the Frontier League Network powered by HGN or the Florence Y'alls Radio Network. It seems like we've had some good listeners all the way through this one. Everybody staying through and through. Appreciate you guys spending your Tuesday night with us. As always, I've been Rory Tettemer in the Florence Y'alls booth. We will see you next time, saying so long from Forefront Field. Until tomorrow, y'all.